we are live in Seattle.
Yeah.
New York State of Mind tour with Nas, Wu-Tang, and De La Soul. Very special night. We're going to be live streaming. And before y'all touch the stage, y'all bless the couch. Welcome to Rotation Roundtable, fellas.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
good to have y'all.
Why the seat so warm, man?
Hey,
You got my man right here, see?
You was over here sweating in the seat.
Oh man, I got it.
Oh, yo, I want to take it back. New York State of Mind, man. We talking about 93 Enter the Woo, 94 Illmatic. Very, very important, informative years. And this was a time in hip hop when our favorites, the one that came before us, 3-4 albums, and then that was the end of a career. Right. But we're talking about now how far we've come. Nas, RZA. When did y'all first connect? When did y'all first become aware of each other and connect, Wu-Tang and Nas? Because there's a long history there.
Right.
Wow. We met each other when?
We met, man, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't even really in the game. I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? It was like early 90s?
Yeah.
Very early 90s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we met before the first Wu-Tang album, you know what I mean? But far as, you know, when we connected, I think energetically, I think my brother Raekwon brought Nas out to Shaolin.
Yeah, yep.
And Bong Bong, you know what I mean?
At what point was this? Because you and Ray connected and Ghost on Mobb Deep's Eye for an Eye,
Right.
which was a very important track. Obviously, Cuban Links came. Verbal Intercourse, is one of the fan favorites. At what point do y'all connect before actually maybe recording the music? Like how, if you can remember that time frame.
I remember the first summer jam for Hot 97. We was all on that. And, you know, I just recognized the music early, but when I saw, first time I saw Wu as a unit, it was, you used to hear about them mobbed up in the parties and at the clubs, at the Muse and the Octagons or whatever the club names was. And I was like, wow, there was a lot of them. And they brought that energy. So I couldn't wait to see them in person. And I think it was Hot 97 Summer Jam, busting through the doors in the back doorway when everybody comes in to the concert, and where all the artist entries. And it was like Ray popped out with a champagne bottle. First time I seen him, I just started laughing. Like, he looks exactly, his energy is exactly like how I would expect it. And I saw RZA, I saw everybody, Master Killer, Ghost, I saw everybody, and I was like, these are my brothers, automatically.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, it's like there's so many stories of y'all like prior to us seeing any like footage or anything. Like, how did y'all keep in contact at those times? Because remember, now there's no DMs and no phones. You know what I mean? I mean, beepers. I mean, at this time, I'm a little kid, so y'all being grown men at that time, how was y'all able to like sustain building a relationship?
Simple cell phone numbers.
Yeah, us in hip hop and culture is like, we see you when we see you. Right? When you see something that's pure, you don't got to see it for 2 years and see it again. It's the same. You know what I mean? I think that's something that we could both attest to, and our crews can attest to, is that, you know, beyond the evolution of the music and the popularity and the way hip hop has economically changed our lives, the base root of us are the same dudes that saw each other at the Hot 97 Summer Jam or that ran into each other outside the Palladium. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan of Nas. Like, I always use different analogies for hip hop, right? So if I use the analogy of chess, he's like a Bobby Fischer, right? A young master, like, got it, you know, before people, you know, most people, you know, won't get his level until they 23, 24 at best. Right. He's getting to that level at 16, 17, you know what I mean? And so that's when he dropped that first album, you know, I'm older than I, so it's like, he dropped that first album, all the brothers who was older or whatever knew, like, yo, this is the Jedi right here, this is the master. And then when you get a chance to, you know, record with him or see him, he's just always been the same, you know what I mean? And so you don't gotta do like now that you gotta keep texting the dude or calling the dude. Right. I can see him 5 years from now and it's gonna be like, yo, that's Nas, yo, that's RZA, you know what I mean? It's pure.
Yeah. So fast forward into now, because again, we're just setting the stage, 93, 94. Hip hop as a culture, we're still fighting for respect. We're still just maybe getting out of that era where mainstream America was calling us a fad, saying that it wouldn't last. And here we are, New York State of Mind tour.
Man, yo, no, we got out of that era, bro.
Yeah.
All right, what we're doing is, I think, not being egotistical, but we're confirmation of that. You know what I mean? You know, hip hop has over this 50 years has embedded itself into the culture, into world culture. You know what I mean? So for us, of course, it's a blessing. New York State of Mind. That he made that song in 1994, right?
Probably might have made it in 92 or 93.
It came out later,
he was
right?
cooking that album for so long.
Right.
But I know what you're saying, but I just wanted to say, like, I think America, we've been accepted hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got hip hop. We had a hip hop president already, yo.
Right. And that's what I was saying. I was kind of setting up the question for you to knock it down, because we're in this era where y'all being veterans are still selling out arenas and the excitement is still there. Nas, congratulations to you. Did MSG with Hit Boy, like huge on the success of King Disease, the trilogy, Magic, the trilogy.
Right.
Like, to be this long into your careers, still doing the music in the way that you're passionate about and still having the fans go crazy and accept it is an energy that we haven't seen from our veterans just yet. So I think we're even opening new doors to what the future will look like.
Right.
I still think about when I first went to Shaolin with Raekwon and first met RZA, like in his creative zone in the studio. I can't remember what studio, where it was.
In my basement before the flood.
Yeah, that was crazy. And just watching how they was putting it together, I still feel like you're the same kind of guy when it comes to where your heart is with the music. I feel like when I watch y'all on stage, I'm taken back and I'm remembering some of the things and the elements that we should be sticking to when it comes to creating.
Right.
Because the first song that comes on, it just brings me back. I think that's the intro to 36 Chambers.
Yeah, once we do the
Killer Bees on the Swarm.
Yeah, Killer Bees on the Swarm, yup.
That joint, it's like just the sound of it just takes me to like, damn, it's like, damn, I want to make records like that right now.
Man, I know we ain't got a lot of time, but I wanted to ask y'all this question. RZA, is there a record that Nas has ever done that you wish you would have produced?
Man, it's a lot of those, but when he dropped that One Love joint, that lyric to me, you know, top 10 lyrics, because I measure things from what comes after it. What does it do to inspire? Like, there was no lyric ever written like that before. You don't get Stan if you don't get that. You know what I mean? So One Love is just one of my favorite lyrics of all time.
And thank you for that. My brother was locked up. My older brother was locked up when that came out, and that record spoke directly to me. And I think for so many of us. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Word. Let's talk about De La a little bit. Right, since we're on the topic, rest in peace to Dave. Thank you, Dave, for everything that he's given us. But can y'all talk about, just as fans of hip hop, what De La means to the culture and why this year is so important to them with their music coming back to streaming? It's like a rediscovery.
It just made everything you just said. It made perfect sense. Their music coming back. It's been away for a while with all the problems that was, whatever business issues was going on, and losing a member, Dave, in the group is like. It's like, why? You know what I mean? It's like, damn, you know, like, only Most High knows, you know what I mean, why things happen the way they happen. But to have them on the tour, for me personally, it makes me feel like, what was tour like? I want to ask them, like, what was tour like for you guys before me and Riz was in the business? They was out here shaping the whole landscape. So it's like, I was buying all the albums and stuff, so it's plug tuning. So I look at them, I go, what was it like when they was in the clubs back in like 88 or whatever, you know? Killing it.
I gotta say the same. I was blessed to, you know, I was signed to Tommy Boy, you know what I mean? So I still run into, you know, Trugoy, Pasta Nose, Maceo all the time. And Prince Paul, a lot of people don't know, like, the hi-hats on my first single, Prince Paul put them in. I didn't put hi-hats on my songs.
Wow.
He was like, nah, brother, take the other hi-hats to this. So De La, to me, is like, man, like it's special for them to be here, you know, on the stage with us and on this tour with us, and it shows the power of hip hop as well, because it's like, here they are as really pioneers, right? They, you know, they may have pioneered the skit itself.
Yeah, we weren't having skits on that.
Skits until they showed us how to hook them up. You know what I mean? So to have them rocking with us. And their energy which they bring to the stage, and of course, without their brother, you know, not to give a spoiler, but y'all know what we're doing. Talib stepped in, and he's holding down that space.
Right.
man, it shows the power of hip hop.
Can I say I saw shout to Talib Kweli. I saw De La. I think it was at Urban Plaza. I forget where it was, but it was just maybe a matter of weeks after Dave had left us, and the album was out on streaming. And Talib got up there and rapped all of Dave's verses. Then,
Wow.
almost as if he wrote them. That like some expert MC shit. He really gave us the feeling that we needed. Wow. And I was like, how did he have time to prepare for this? Like he's grieving because that was his man too. So shout out to Talib Kweli, just consummate professional, amazing MC.
Yeah. Shout out to him for sure.
Last time I had spoke with you, it was around King Disease 1. And it was before you got the Grammy. And I know we live in such a like accolade-driven time right now. Like everything is the number one, the Billboard top 10, who got the number one on this platform or whatever. I wanted to know, like, with both of y'all still continuing to put out music, when did it stop being purely about accolades? Because even though we all from New York, we do want to win, right?
For sure.
So when did it completely stop being about accolades?
I think one of the reasons why we are on tour is because we kind of had the same kind of feelings about all of this. It was never about it. It was never about that. I don't know, I can't speak for RZA and Wu, but I just felt like I can tell by their energy. It's like that's all of that stuff is blessings, beautiful, but we're too busy on the ground doing the stuff that we feel safe with, the world that we're safe at, the world that's receiving and relating to the music. That's everything.
Yeah, I echo those words, y'all.
I respect that.
RZA, can we talk about in the conversation about Dave and what De La had to go through in missing a member and still soldier on and carry on the legacy? Many years ago, y'all lost ODB, who not just a brother, a Klansman, but also your real life family on this tour. Again, not no spoiler alerts, but I think people have seen it. His son is out there repping for him. Can you just talk about ODB and his legacy and then sharing that stage with his son?
I mean, it's always tough when you lose a piece of anything, right? A man still got to keep moving. If you lose a finger, you got to keep it moving. And ODB was like losing an arm. You know what I mean? But we kept moving, and sometimes that brings you closer together for those who remain. You know what I mean? I had a moment to talk with Paz about it, and it's not a lot of words you can say. But I will say it's a blessing, and hip-hop is a blessing because here we are, a second generation, the YDB is on stage. Now, one thing I will say about it, though, for a lot of us who may have misinterpreted ODB, and even myself, sometimes I thought that, some of his unpredictable, outrageous techniques of what he did, you may think it came from the 40, came from the blunt, it didn't come from nothing. And the proof is his son don't do nothing. He don't smoke nor drink. And you see all that same beautiful energy coming through. So it's genetic, you know what I mean? And for us, it's a blessing, to watch, him be up there with us. And me and my Wu brothers, he's our nephew, you know what I mean? And it's like, we up there like, yo, look at this, man. And we know that his father is proud, you know what I mean? And we're blessed to have him with us.
It's amazing. I'm telling you, I can't wait. I told Amazon that I was joking earlier, but I said, hey, can you guys get me tickets to the Wu-Tang Nas show? And they said, yeah, we got you, but you have to work and you have to do this live stream.
You got to do a little bit of work.
So I'm here, I'm going to do the work, but as soon as this is over, I'm going to be in the front of the stage. I mean, because this music meant so much to us. Y'all legacies that y'all left gave us hope. Y'all spoke to us when we feel like we wasn't heard and we wasn't seen. And it's just amazing to still feel that energy going on.